What's a deal breaker no matter how attractive the girl or boys? Usually it's me. I'm the deal breaker. When they always compare you to their ex. Avoiding a problem by ignoring it, and when confronted with said problem refuses to have a mature conversation about it. Not just stupid, but helplessness. Someone who might not know something but lacks the motivation to find out. You may be very good looking, but if you're so used to everyone figuring out answers for you that you're helpless and lazy. Goodbye. As flattering as it might seem in the beginning, I find it really off-putting when a guy doesn't want to maintain any of his independence or passions. Seriously, go out with your friends. Listen to the music you like. Keep up the hobbies you enjoy, etc. We have plenty of time to share experiences together. But we don't need to live the same life 24/7. Needing to tear others down to build themselves up. Inability to take accountability for their own mistakes. Inability to take initiative and reciprocate. Arrogance. Self-entitlement. Inflated ego. We all struggle with these things. But for some people there isn't a single moment where they are willing to be introspective and realize that, hey, maybe sometimes shit is your fault. Not that it is about who is at fault. But in order to move forward in a relationship, you can't expect the other person to make all the changes. Temper tantrums. Being generally negative. I went on a date with a girl once to a bar she went to all the time. She proceeded to point out the people she considered her enemies. I did not go on any more dates with her. You just made a new enemy. Serial liar. Nope, nope, nope. This is going to be really self-centered. But I can't date a girl who doesn't think I'm funny. She never laughs. She just says, "That's so funny." Women who talk a little too much tea about their friends. Also, people who can't take a joke. I genuinely don't mind being the butt of your jokes. But you should be willing to take the heat too. Lack of communication. I don't need you to be in constant contact with me. But if you are only going to say something once a week to figure out when we are going to meet up, I am probably going to forget about you very quickly. No sense of humor. Or a sense of humor incompatible with mine. You cheated on me? When I specifically asked you not to. Playing hard to get FCK that it's the current year, I don't have time for this shitty. Edit 1. FCK that it's the current year. Nice. Obsolescence avoided. If they are constantly competing with you and can't let you be good at something without being better themselves, in their view. Had a GF for too long who did this. Thankfully it's over now. Who couldn't let me have my moments of joy when I did something good in the video games we played and always talked it down and said how she did something else better so she was the superior. What makes it worse is that I am a humble person normally, so the moments I say out loud are important for me. When I do it, those getting destroyed anyways feels super bad and made me sad too often. My girlfriend and I often laugh about how competitive we are. But I'll laugh more. Being a highly extroverted go-getter that can't spend a bloody weekend at home without panicking. Willful ignorance. I don't believe I'm the smartest cookie in the room. But I try to educate myself. I always want to learn more about the world. Someone without a similar passion for learning would not have my respect. I once dated a guy who didn't know what a fence was. And it was a huge turn off. I also dated a guy who hated when I tried to split the bill. He bought the movie tickets. So I thought it would be fair if I paid for the coffee. He didn't like that. So I knew it wouldn't work out. Being rude to children, pets, or people who are trying to do their jobs. Time to be rude to the houseplants, you stupid useless f-king ficus. Edit. Thanks for the gold, kind stranger. Trying to control my free time. When I come from work and finish studying for a bit, I'm gonna want to play video games or something. I need to unwind. You're more than welcome to join me, but if we can only do what you want to do, then it's a deal breaker. Buries rocks in the woods. Calls it magic. Nope. Bad hygiene. Seriously. It's not that hard to brush your teeth and use deodorant. Hit it. Guys. Calm down. I'm not suggesting that deodorant is a good replacement for a shower. Soap and water first. Then deodorant. If needed. My ex definitely needed it. Being mean or rude to my friends, family or other people. I don't care if you're all nice and kind to me. But if you treat other people around you and I so rudely, it's a no-go. Constant one-upping or being on their phones in a social circle. Bad breath. I totally get it. No one would want to be with someone with chronic bad breath. But it is more common than you think. I have it and it is horrible. Every second of every day I am aware of it and wish I could change it. I have to actively talk away from people and not get too close. I usually have gum or mints on me, but that only does so much for a limited amount of time. If you do a little research, you find that it is the excrements of certain bacteria in the mouth that cause the smell. If anything, it is similar to someone whose feet always smell or have bad BO or sweat all the time. They can't control it, but it's still really sucks. I also found out that people who have bad breath and those who don't have it have the same type of bacteria in their mouth, except one thing is different. Individuals with bad breath have the bacteria that exude the bad smell. If anyone can correct me or has more knowledge on this, by all means. When they suplex me through the table and take my championship belt. Has anybody said heroin yet? Because heroin is a major deal breaker. Marilyn Monroe profile picture for girls. Expensive car he doesn't own for guys. Brace for crazy. Boring in bed. I am a kinky guy. I'm not giving that up. Poor sense of humor. If I can't drop outrageous puns with you, or you can't appreciate senseless YouTube videos. Ever made a joke? But instead of them laughing, they go silent and look confused. Or they think you're serious and they end up explaining things to you as if you're not quite understanding things. So then you tell them it's a joke and they just look at you and say oh with a serious expression on their face. Yeah. It kind of ruins the flow of things when it gets to that point. Them being into me. I can't trust someone with such poor judgment. Not considering my feelings. If I'm in a relationship with someone and they don't care about how I feel, whether it's happy, sad, content, etc., then why am I even with them? It's important to acknowledge your partner's happiness. Help them with their sadness. Understand their discomfort. No deal breakers. I'm desperate. I'll take anything. Someone who parks in a handicap spot when they don't need it. Inclination history of cheating. In all forms. I've been down that road twice before. And no matter how much you think maybe our relationship will be different, it's never going to be. You'll be just another notch in their belt. No matter how attractive a guy is aesthetically, the moment he starts acting like a rude, obnoxious, entitled, ignorant, generally unpleasant asshole, I'm immediately repulsed. Once I realize someone's a dick, they become ugly to me, no matter what their appearance. I always have issues with this question because, like, how attractive are we talking here? The average pretty person, yeah, I have a lot of deal breakers, but if some mythical dick whisperer appears and gives me a brain-sapping erection faster than I can think while hitting the checklist for all my fetishes, she could probably call my granny a CNT and throw a puppy into a wood chipper and I'd still toss her salad. Constantly on their phone, social media. You're not that big of a deal. No one really cares. All your selfies look the same. If they have children. I don't have any. I really don't want to care for yours. Super religious. Scrolling through Tinder and I see God comes first. I love Jesus, automatically skip them. I personally find the inner relationship with Jesus as a huge turn off. I mean, why would somebody want to cheat on Jesus? He's a great guy. Decapitation. I won't date anyone without a head. So f***ing close-minded. They aren't my wife. Same. If they aren't, you get the flan in the face's wife. It's not going to work. Drugs. I'm not talking alcohol or weed, but if you got a daily habit with those, then that can be a problem as well. I've hung out with people who would do coke in front of me or would sneak off to do something harder, and it makes me really uncomfortable. Extremely religious. Doesn't matter the religion. I'm agnostic, and the other party will more than likely have a problem with me not having some sort of faith. I'm open to any and all religions, but in a relationship it's a hard thing to overcome unless the other person is respectful to your beliefs. Not being able to admit they're wrong. And by extension, not being able to stay on track during an argument. Let's be productive in our arguing instead of bringing up unrelated petty stuff or insults. Then again, my girlfriend and I are just those kinds of people. I know some folks who love having the big blowout arguments that end up with the guy throwing a low blow and making the girl cry. Then they make up and have a honeymoon period. They say it makes the relationship interesting. I'd rather not. Thanks. If you're very sensitive. If you're not able to cope with a recurring joke or anything similar. Or just act too serious. Then you're definitely a turn off. Being dead. For longer than an hour. Want kids. I like having nice things and sleeping in. Plus, there are already too many people in the world. I'd rather not contribute to the shitty show. Retire early. And do whatever I want. When I want. No sense of humor. If they smoke. Disgusting habit. No motivation. Being a racist. Yeah. I once dated a girl who wasn't racist while she was sober. But once she got a little bit tipsy, pretty much went to full on racist. And she wouldn't shut up about how a black guy that was with us was going to pay her, and he hadn't even said a single word to her that night. Conspiracy theories. Denies accepted science. Doesn't like cats. Smoking or any kind of addiction. Edit. To clarify addictions. Drugs. What about a coffee addiction? Or sugar addiction? Or are we just talking socially unacceptable addictions? If you're a CNT. No matter how attractive you are. I'm not gonna like you. Comma. Having no direction in life or drive to do anything. It gets really tiring hearing "I'm tired" as an excuse for not doing anything for months and months and months. Also, if you have the palate of a 5-year-old. Tomato sauce. Carbs. And chicken cannot make up every f***ing meal. Edit. I realize the former sounds like a symptom of depression. It is. I know firsthand. I'm talking about people who settle for working a dead-end job. Smoking pot. Eating junk food. And watching TV every day for years and being okay with it. Not wanting kids. I want kids, and I don't want to try to change somebody into wanting kids. I want to be with someone who wants to start a family with me. I really appreciate you not wanting to force people into changing. I don't want kids and could never date someone who did. I don't want to waste anyone's times. Discretion in public places. If the girl laughs out loud with a high-pitched voice while on a date at the theater. Finished. This mirrors their overall respect for their environment. Comma, if the girl laughs out loud with a high-pitched voice while on a date at the theater. Finished. Dot. Where are you from? Where I'm from. Laughing out loud at performances or movies is very common and acceptable. Is that not true for your location? If she's killed, raped 5 people or more. Lying casually to others. Treating those less powerful than themselves poorly. Service staff and animals are usually good indicators. Smoking. Not judgmental. I smoked for several years, but gross. Cigarettes. I have a German Shepherd, a cat, and a tarantula. If a woman was an animal hater or just not all that fond of pets. Dealbreaker. Can't launch a 90 kg projectile 300 meters using a counterweight. Swastika tattoo. The banner of the Third Reich is a big red flag. Selfishness. Body odor. I took this beautiful girl on a date to a bowling alley, and after a few games we left to go eat. In the car, I smelled this foul BO and kept surreptitiously checking to see if it was me. It was definitely not. After I realized it was her, I couldn't end the date fast enough. Gotta give a second chance here, Imo. Maybe she forgot deodorant. Or was nervous and especially sweaty. Passive aggressive bullshit. If she has a dick. PFF, some people are so picky. My girlfriend is Brazilian. She puts ketchup on her pizza. I'm this close to breaking up with her. Their teeth. You can have an ass that is out of this world. But if you have bad teeth, it's a big old nope for you. Edit. I mean bad like rotting. Black teeth. I've seen it a lot. Especially on younger people. An infant stand it. Honestly, I hate clinginess. As a 21-year-old male, sometimes I just want to chill out, do me, and play games or hang with my dog. Doesn't mean I don't like you or am with other girls. Seriously a turn off. Edit. No respect for the banjo equals no date. Triple homicide. Yeah, as long as they only kill 2 people. They are okay in my book. But 3? Oh well no. Yellow toenails. If I'm on a date and they say anything along the lines of, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Anger issues. Poor moral values. Girls are too much drama. I only hang out with dudes. If you can't handle me at my worst. Lying. Cheating. Stealing. Or not being loyal. Talking down to me. Or treating me as less than you. It's okay to lift heavy things for me. I understand men are by nature stronger than women. It's not okay to expect me to do all of the house cleaning or cooking just because I am a woman. Dangly bits do not absolve you of chores around the house. Woman bits don't absolve me of yard work or learning to fix some basic plumbing or car issues. Stupidity. I can't deal. I am a 35-year-old virgin who has never had a girlfriend. Edit. I have no idea what this thread is about. I just post this on every thread. Drugs. I can't stand people who don't like them. Ambitious and goal-oriented. I'm lazy and happy where I am, so no. I'm not gonna fight for a promotion to afford a bigger house. Don't wanna set milestones in our relationship. And I know it's Friday night, but can we just stay home with Netflix and popcorn? If they don't enjoy going to Costco to get free samples. If they don't like onions. Gfo. Alright. Shrek. Calm down. 2 words. When they have a too high gum to teeth ratio. An unwillingness to tackle their crazy. Everyone is crazy. But those who fail to be introspective enough to see their own crazy. Or too stubborn, lazy, helpless to address and overcome it hate a waste of space. People who chew with their mouth open. Also guys who like to titty FCK. Don't tell your girlfriend that her breasts aren't big enough. My ex spent our whole 4-month relationship trying to get me to buy an overpriced tea program to get my B cup to a C cup. He legit told me he wanted my boobs to be as big as my sister's or my best friend. My best friend wears an E. He wanted me to talk her into a threesome. She's a lesbian. He didn't get that. To be honest, it just sounds like that guy was a genuine asshole. If he likes to titty FCK so goddamn much, then why go for a girl with B cup? That's like buying a sedan and getting pissed off later because it doesn't have a truck bed. Being a really picky eater. Not liking a ton of different foods. Inability to carry on a mature conversation. Where we can theorize and discuss issues without getting personally offended by any topic that doesn't agree with our personal worldview. As Aristotle said, It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. On the same thread. Closed-mindedness. I don't care if you fully agree with literally every opinion I hold. If you're not willing to consider alternatives, then you are not able to learn new things and you will not be very interesting to be around. Also, fairness and a kind spirit. If you'd rather be mean to someone than be nice to someone, I doubt that we'll get along very well. Smoking cigarettes. Cruelty. Arrogance. Abusive. Racist. Dutch. There are only two things I can't stand. People who are intolerant of other cultures. Not being into me. Also, AIDS. For me it's bad hygiene. You can be the sexiest girl in the world, but if you smell it's an instant turn off. Not partially sweat or dirty body smell, but bad breath and lower body smells. The worst for me is what I call shitty sweat, which is when a girl hasn't cleaned the inside of her butt cheeks and you get the pungent stench of a mixture between sweat and shitty. Girls with big asses are partially prone to this and they are often unaware. I had to break up with a girl I loved for this reason, despite having the awkward and embarrassing conversation about her terrible hygiene. She was deeply embarrassed and bathed often after that, but soon reverted to her usual self. It's not nice when you have to hold your breath for the whole duration of sex. I guess someone just don't really care. In my opinion, if you are sexually active, you should be in the shower bath daily. If a chick goes after every sip of whatever she's drinking, get the FCK out. Gossiping. Being totally dismissive towards mental illnesses and the implications of them. They have completely defined my whole existence, and as soon as someone I may happen to be seeing laughs off depression or psychosis, then I know we will never connect on the level that I need in a partner. Well, as an adult, them being a girl or boy instead of a woman or men kind of kills the deal. Being a fan of Insane Clown Posse. People like what they like. But that's the only one that makes me instantly go no f-king way.